In this video I will show you a way of preparing fixings for a base at the armature stage. My sketchbook here has the proposed sculpture and I've gridded it out so I could then enlarge it using a grid method to the size I want, which is 31 centimeters by 24. I've already done a video which shows how to enlarge from an image to the size you want. So if you'd like to look at that video, it will give you an idea of how I've got to this stage. So the template I use quite a lot to work out proportions and scale. Now I've made, using the template, a scale model of the sculpture I want. So that sort of looks like the sketch. It's made of cardboard, but crucially it gives me the size of the base. That's difficult to work out in a sketch, but it's now given me an opportunity to see how a base, to hold the sculpture up, the finished sculpture, because it could be quite heavy, a way of getting this proportion. So what is an armature? So this is the armature for this sculpture, and as you can see it sort of fits inside of the sculpture itself. Now the armature does two functions in this case. One is to hold the whole structure up, but most importantly the bit we're looking at today is, in this video, is this position here, which is the two threaded bars which you could then bolt or fix a base to. Now the armature was constructed, and it's quite elaborate really, but it has given me a lot of strength. So it is aluminium pop riveted onto these cross braces, and this is an 8M threaded bar with the right nuts, of course. So this is quite important. So this is what we're dealing with in this video. Now, using, let's get it off that, using the cardboard mock-up of the final sculpture, it enables me to then make a base. Now this could be stone or slate, but in this occasion it is mahogany. Now I haven't finished it, I haven't stained it or waxed it or painted it. It is in some ways the raw state, but it's the right size. Now we've got to get the armature onto the base, so I'm going to use another template which then goes over the base, and it's already got the holes for the armature. So that's the the two ends of the threaded bar. That's the hole they're going to go into. So it'll be like that. So I'm going to use, to drill this, I'm going to use a battery drill and something called a sacrificial board. And as you can see, this is just a piece of board that I use regularly for a lot of things. It's going to get drilled holes in it and all kinds of things. So it's a sacrificial board. And I'll put these battens on the board to stop this sliding away. So I'll put that in position. I've got to work out which is the top and which is the bottom. So that's the bottom and this is the top. So I'm going to put that in there. So the template will go like that. Now if you have a drill press, or you can get to a drill press, it's probably much easier, but I'm going to use a battery drill. And I'm going to use this 3mm drill bit to drill all the way through without going different ways. It's 90 degrees to the base, which is quite difficult, but To hold the base down, you could use clamps or G-clamps or screw it to a bench if necessary. So I've already sort of drawn out the lines for where the armature is going to be, and I'm just going to use a bridle, which is a woodworking tool. It has a flat end, just to make a mark in the centre of this. This is to help the drill bit stay in the right position. So I'm going to use a drill to then drill a hole straight the way through and into the sacrificial board. So I've adjusted the drill bit to the right depth. There is another video I've done about using these, so if you want to look at that. So I'm going to just put it into the hole, and I'm just going to do this short burst to the drill bit, and then drill all the way through. Okay, so now we've drilled the two holes. Let's put that to one side. This is what you now have, is the two holes in the top surface of the base, and hopefully they have come all the way through to the other side. It needs a little bit of adjustment. Yeah, it is there. Now, the next stage is we have to consider how we're going to put the bolts, the nuts and the washers to the underside of the sculpture, and so we can fix it to the base. So the idea is that that then screws onto that. So we've got to work out the depth of when this is tightened up to the underside of the base, so we can use a socket set to tighten it in, but most importantly you need a much bigger hole. So we're going to now use the battery drill to change over to a Forstner bit. Now, a Forstner bit is a kind of circle with these cutting edges on the edge of it, on the tip of it. And you can buy these usually in a pack, and it's quite a good investment because I use these all the time. So to put it into the battery drill, just open the jaws out by revolving the chuck head till it fits, and that now fits, and tighten it up, and you can use the weight of the drill by pushing down so it's nice and tight. I make sure that the drill is on a drill setting, so it is now just a matter of using the drill bit to the Forstner bit to cut through the hole, and we need to go to the right depth. So I'm going to use a bit of aluminium pipe tube, and I've put some blue tape to approximately how deep I want to go. So I'm going to start this off in the hole. Now it's better to do this in short bursts, so let's put it back in the hole. Yeah. Now, because you've secured the base to this sacrificial board, hopefully it won't spin. Just take it out, and as you can see, it's cutting a really nice round shape, which will be the size of the nut and the washer, if I can get it out, and the socket set to tighten it up. So I'm just going to drill through this and make sure that it keep on going until not just keep going with it, but make sure that use this as a way of measuring the right depth for the hole. And then I'm going to repeat the process with this one. So we'll just carry on with it. Well, I think I've done it now, and I've been regularly testing the depth of the hole with my dowel rod or tube, and it seems to be the right depth to the blue tape. So the next stage is to, I'll just put that to one side, is now to turn it over and drill back through the holes through the top surface. Now you're going to need a sizable drill bit to what's compatible with the size of the threaded bar. Now it could be, this is an M8, it could be an M6. I find one of these devices quite good, so you can work out the size of the threaded bar to the drill bit using one of those. Okay, so I'm now going to replace the Forstner bit. So I'm just going to put my hand on the chuck without firing the trigger and just twist the drill, and it comes out easily. Now I've got to put the drill bit in, tighten it up, it's on the right setting, and I'm now just going to give it a quick blast back through the hole. So and because you've got a pilot hole, it does make it easier because the drill bit will follow the hole. Really good. Okay, so we can remove the swarf now and try, I'll have a tidy up and move this out of the way and see if we can now fit the armature to the base. It's a bit tight, but as you, it probably needs a little bit of easing. So what I've done is I've taken the base off, and I'm just going to show you how to ease the holes, because sometimes when you're doing it by hand, you may not be absolutely 90 degrees to the base, and there may be some inconsistency. So if you can hold it and just the best you can, and go back through the hole and then flip it over and do the other side as well. And that sometimes does the trick. So let's see if it does. Right, I've got the sculpture, put it on the right way. It's still a bit tight. Well, that goes in nicely. That's a nice sound as it goes into the hole. And as you can see, the studs or the threaded bar, it's not going proud of the base, so we know that's correct. We'll put some washer on and a nut, and now I'll use the socket set to tighten it up. And now you have a fixed, well fixed armature fixed to the base. So you could, if you wanted to, you could sculpt this in a vertical position and then have a different base, have a sacrificial base, and do this and then fix it upright and then sculpt it. Or you could have it off its base and then finish it horizontal rather than vertical. But you now are in a position where you're quite confident that when you've completed the sculpture, the base will fit without any trouble at all. So you're actually making a component ready to go. And as I said before, you could wax it or varnish it or paint it, whatever you feel is appropriate to your work. So I do hope there's some takeaways for you. You enjoyed the video, and thank you so much for watching.